And I do want you to know how important these ideas that we're sharing this morning is for our community. I've had the opportunity to benefit from a lot of these programs. When I was in my 20s, I got my first SBA loan. And I'll tell you, when you're walking into a bank, it can be very intimidating, especially when you're speaking with someone that has advanced degrees in finance and using terminology that maybe that you're not familiar with. And when you're able to take advantage of some of these programs we're talking about today, those people realize that you don't have maybe some of the talents to understand some of those terms, and they do have the flexibility that a large institution may not have, and they also have that understanding that you may not hit a lot of those marks that you're supposed to hit, but they will hold your hand and they will guide you, because they do want you to be successful at what you do. And of course, we're all inspired by Mr. Davis. I'll have to say that I first met him when I was campaigning for this job throughout the county, and at some point, sometime after that, I walked into the house and there's these 3 jars of pickles that's sitting on the counter in our kitchen. And so I asked my wife, I said, what are these? She said, Mr. Davis brought those by the other day. I said, who's Mr. Davis? And she says, you met him at whatever event that I met him on, and I'll tell you, my wife has the talent. If she sees your face and hears your name, she never forgets. And unfortunately, I don't have that. So anyway, they sat on the counter for some time, and at some point was put away. Well, it was a weekend, and Angie was away at some event, and so I was there by myself, and she's the one who cooks dinner. So I'm hungry. I'm looking all over the kitchen for something to eat, and there's nothing there, so I swing the refrigerator door open, and there's Mr. Davis's pickles. And I am a connoisseur of pickles. A lot of bad pickles in my life, and I wasn't interested in eating anymore, but I was hungry, so I opened the jar. She comes home, half the jar's gone. I said, where did these pickles come from? She said, I told you that's Mr. Davis's pickles. And I said, well, I've got to meet Mr. Davis. So she made arrangements for that, and I did get to spend some time with him and tell him what kind of a great product he does have. And after visiting for a while, it became apparent his passion for his business and his passion for jarring pickles. And I quickly understood his intelligence and became aware of some of his past successes, which are very many. And I said, if there's anybody that'll make it, it's him. Because you've got to have that passion in order to enter into business. And just as he was talking about those countless hours that he has spent in developing this, I understand immediately, because it is a lot of work. But it is also one of the most gratifying and enjoyable things that you can do. I've been able to be involved with many startup businesses, and it's some of the most fun I've ever had. But anyway, it expanded into the county getting involved. My staff at the judge's office got involved. Mr. Chitwood, our industrial developer, got involved. We ended up going to Tupelo, Mississippi, and toured a business incubator, which I wanted to get off the ground here, because small businesses like this is the heart of any community, and it's what makes a community successful, and it's what makes a community strong. Mr. Henderson spoke about Nucor, and we're grateful to have them there, but we have the 3 steel mills here, and we are the largest producer of steel in the country. But I think what it's time to do is turn our focus toward these small businesses and encourage them to develop here in our county and make us a strong community. So I'm grateful for Mr. Davis and the other small businesses here. We've got some new ones that's come on the scene. It is the sweet, that sweet, is it OMG, that sweet? And of course the King's Backyard Barbecue, First Choice Chiropractic. We've got a lot of these businesses developing right now. The county wants to support those and get behind them. And I think with an increased interest in being an entrepreneur, I think we'll strengthen our county and make this a better place to live. But I thank you all for being here, and I thank you lenders for being here and exchanging these ideas and information, and the more we can get it out, the better we'll be. So, welcome to Mississippi County.